So we are just waiting a few seconds for all of the amazing, phenomenal translators to find us because they are live on YouTube, apparently. So, yay! So, hopefully, the translators are finding us. So they are so amazing. They are so wonderful. And I think Kalpana and I would like to take this opportunity just to say, oh my goodness, thank you so much. It's like, how did we get so lucky to have so many amazing translators around the world? So they're coming on now, finding us, and they have to translate how amazing they are.
Which is awesome.
Exactly. So, yes. So, Kalpana, hi.
Hiya. So happy to be here with you for a moment today.
I'm happy to be here with you too and be here. Like, I
Yes.
like that that's the energy of this. Like, what do you need to be? What can you be in the world? So I am at the castle at the moment in Castle Borgone in Italy. It's so freaking beautiful. I'm leaving today on my way to Roma for facilitator training. So we've been here for about a week and it's just been incredible. Like, this place is so nurturing.
Yeah, I agree. I was there last weekend and I'm still receiving from it. It's just incredible space of contribution and space and silence and a super invitation to being. So I love the connection to this conversation. And, we are both lovers of relationships done different, if I might call myself that. And one of the questions I had, and that got us to the title of today's topic, is title of today's call is also like needing relationships. What is it that you learned that you would have to need to be complete? Curious.
I think it's an interesting dynamic to look at what you need, because I actually do get the sense that you don't need anything.
Yeah.
And something I've been looking at like today and the last couple of days as well is there's a level of like, I mean, I don't think it's any secret what a control freak that I have been for years and years and years, right? And it's something that I'm always looking at, of when I'm doing control, of what am I doing control for? And this morning I was asking, what does it give me? And I realized that it was giving me structures, right? And it's something that we've been talking about in Access for a little bit now. So I was running this process of like, okay, so how many structures am I using to maintain control? Okay, so everything at that is times a godzillion, right, wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, provids and beyonds. And that's the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, which there's a link below. You can find out more about it. And so what I started to look at was, but what's that requirement behind all of that has that control? Because it's for the smallest of things. And I was actually talking to Gary Douglas about it, and he said most people do control in order to have a small life. So if you are surrounding yourself also like the people, everything that you're engaging with, like, are you doing this need in order to have something that is similar to everybody else?
Yeah.
And I kept looking at my life today, and I was like, because I wasn't finding the joy, and I was like, I find joy in so many things. Like, I'll find joy in picking up a glass and going, well, for starters, I'm joyful that I get to drink water, because water is one of my favorite drinks. But then also the glass, and then you're looking at it and this gold rim and everything. And it's like this schematics of joy. It just goes, boop, 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 in my world. And I realized the last 24 hours, I was not having that in my world as much. And the thing that I looked at was like, what would bring me joy? And I was like, the earth, every single time. It's the earth. But then also, it's not like, it doesn't necessarily mean I have to go out, hiking, or I have to go sit in nature. Which is funny because I keep looking up there because all I can see is this tree waving and the mountains, and it's beautiful. But having that access to everything that the earth has contributed to us. And I started asking this morning about what I could be for the earth today, with the earth today, and what can the earth be with me? So everything at that is times a godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, perverts and beyonds. I know that that's a bit of a full-on conversation to start this off with. It's like, what was up in my world and for me, it's like, I don't have much of a need of other people. I don't have much of a need of others. And I never have, like, I've never been one of those people who goes, I need a relationship.
I was going to ask you because that's rare. I don't know many people who can say that, and it's true. But in your case, I know it's true for you, and I'm like,
Mm.
wow, it's really special. I mean, one of the things I have learned that I need as a woman is a man. Actually, a rich man to be specific. Go find yourself a rich
So,
guy.
so right now we're advertising. This is not really a live. This is for
Really,
Kalpana, and we'd
exactly.
like a rich man. No.
Single and free. Who wants me? Who has some money? Exactly. But it's like that is not, it's very Indian, but it's not only very Indian, it's also very this reality. And
Mm.
it's very special to hear you go, like, actually, I'm not really ever have had that need of people and relationships.
Well, I don't. But the thing is, I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I will, like, I think there's a big difference between going, like, I need this and choosing it. And for
Yeah.
me, with relationships, it's always been, you should be able to choose it, whether it's, a lover, a friendship, a marriage, well, a kid, everything. I mean, how many people have had
Yeah.
children just because they thought that they should, or they need to have children in order to be fulfilled and whole? And for me, I mean, one of the greatest tools that we have in relationships and different in access consciousness is the 5 elements of intimacy. And those 5 elements of intimacy is gratitude, trust, honor, allowance, and vulnerability. And I worked at that so much, of having that with me. And I get, when you have those 5 elements of intimacy with yourself, then you don't have this need of others. You have the place where you can receive everything else, and you get to choose.
Yeah.
Like, I love having men in my life. Absolutely. I mean, Gary once said to me, he said, you like, what did he say? He said, you like men who need you as well, but you don't like them when they're needy. And I was like, God, that's a fine line, isn't it?
Bam.
But
Bang. That sounds like me. I'm like,
yeah,
note.
yeah.
It's,
But I think we all like that element of being needed. And my question is, what have we misidentified that as?
yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Because it's got this, like, I don't know, this energy of, oh, somebody sees me. So how many of us are looking for the validation in being needed rather than the acknowledgement of who you be? That
Yeah.
doesn't require people. It doesn't require another person to comment about you, to say something, to be around you. But you
Yeah.
get to choose. And for me, Kalpana, I do get that's one of the most powerful, potent things, is when you choose the people around you, and you choose them because that brings you joy.
Yeah. And it's not filling a empty hole. Like it's not filling a hole to be complete. It's actually contributing to what is already there.
Well, you do know where I go when you say that, right?
I know. And I said black
You said
hole.
it, and as
Oh,
you said it, you were like,
I said,
"Oh, someone's
oh,
gonna go there."
because she got to. I said it. I was like, there we go. I set you up.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's a hell of a lot of fun too.
All for it.
Exactly. But here's the thing, Kalpana, how many people have misidentified that, right?
Yeah.
You go, "Oh, I need someone to complete me." You need someone to fulfill something. Well, yeah, it's actually fun to copulate and have someone, I'm gonna say it, fill your holes,
Fill
you
your
know?
hole, and you
Yeah,
can go for it, and you can desire it, and
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
But it
totally.
doesn't it I mean, doesn't mean it completes you. So everywhere that you're looking for somebody, the need of somebody to complete you, will you please, 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 please destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, perverts, and beyonds. And here's the thing, though, it's not about not having people around you. It's the ability to choose.
Well, and that I get is so key, and that's what shifted. One of the huge things that changed for me ever since I did my first relationships done different class
Mm,
is really that shift from, oh, if I don't know me, if I don't really like, then that validation will never be enough because it's not arriving
nope.
actually.
Yep.
It's falling through.
You're
It's
not
like, oh,
receiving it.
yeah, it's feeling good for a moment, but it's lost again.
Yep.
And that intimacy with self that you spoke to is so huge and so different, but So groundbreaking, because then you know who you are. And then when somebody is a contribution, you're like, yeah, let's hang out, let's have fun together. And you don't have to be here, but I would love you to be here. There's
Yeah.
again that choice. And that is wow, 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 wow. So huge.
Yeah.
So huge and so beautiful.
And you genuinely are grateful for the people in your life and the people you get to choose to have in your life, and when and where and when and how, rather than the necessity of it. So everywhere that you've been choosing people in your life for the necessity of it rather than the choice of it, will you please
Mm,
destroy and uncreate it? Times a godzillion.
yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys, perverts, and beyonds.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when you just spoke to that, what I got is like when you're when you think you're choosing, but there's that necessity, how much is there even a resentment? Like there's this energy of like you can't really receive that gratitude that you spoke about
Mm,
is only really there when there is no need. Otherwise there's this thing that isn't reaching again. So it's that gratitude is so connected to that intimacy and to the knowing of you. For me, relationships done different. I always thought it was about other people. And then that class, I was saying it in another conversation. I was like, I think my jaw was on the floor most of the class. And I had done a lot of classes by then. And I was like, oh my God, it's like, it's the class where I started to know me, like really have my own back. And if you have that, relationship is
yeah.
so much fun. There is not the.
Yeah, I remember some of the first classes we did, relationship done different. And I'm not kidding, when we had people come in, I'm going to say especially women come in, and they
Yeah.
would come to the mic, within the first morning, and they'd be like, right, I need you to help me make my boyfriend or my partner do XYZ. And it was like, well, that's not happening. And I remember I said one class, if you want to train something, get a puppy. Like this is not about training your man.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Kalpana, that I realize, that I acknowledge and see that showed up, is every single relationship done different class I've done. By the end of it, people are like, oh, I get to have this with me.
Exactly.
And for me, that is such a gift. You get to have that with you. Then and only then can you have that with everything and everyone else. Because if you look at that, the 5 elements of intimacy, and I'll say them again, is gratitude, trust, honor, vulnerability, and allowance. So if you are looking for somebody else to be grateful for you, instead of you waking up in the morning and being super grateful for you, everything about you, being grateful for you is not like everything is good, right, perfect, and correct. No, it's like honestly, my last, day or two has been really like, what the hell is going on? And
Mm,
as I ask myself questions, I'm grateful that I kept asking myself questions. And everything I got to was the earth, nature, the earth, nature, the earth, nature. And really, almost makes me tear up now, really acknowledging the communion I have with the earth. And it's one of the things that keeps me moving, like keeps me being me. So it's
mhm,
like, what can I be with, for, and as the earth, and asking for that contribution and to receive so much more. And anything else is really not relevant. Like
mm,
to me, okay, this is the way I look at it, to me. But having that gratitude for myself, not to judge myself of, I'm getting funky, I don't find the joy, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? Looking under the pillows, the desk, everywhere. And then being in question, like having that gratitude that I have these tools that I can use for myself. I can be an allowance of myself. I can be vulnerable with myself just to go, hey, what's up? Like,
mm,
what's up? And
yes.
then, and having that honoring of myself, etc. So it's those 5 elements of intimacy. When you have that with you, then I'm not looking at somebody outside of me to complete me.
Yeah.
I may
Yeah.
have fun with somebody filling my holes,
But you're
but
already complete.
that's about it.
The
That's
hole
so
isn't allowed to
that's
be
so
filled.
naughty, Simone and
Hole.
Kalpana.
That hole, please fill it.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, I'm fulfilled.
exactly, exactly. I am fulfilled. Let's play. Exactly.
Exactly. And somebody wrote, seeking your other half, LOL. And how much is that like the other half? This thing that you're not complete is the lie, right?
Mm.
And that's the shift that you are speaking about.
So let's do this. How many lies have you been told about relationships which you are currently attempting to create your structured reality from, rather than asking what it is you know about relationships and you would like to choose with relationships that would create your life as the ease it should be? And everything that is times a godzillion when you destroy and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine, shorts, boys, perverts, and beyonds. Because all the insane shit, it's probably not even yours. And, two questions you can ask yourself is, who does this belong to? And is this mine? And if it lightens up, it's not yours. And you may have done access, for years and years and years. You may have never done any access consciousness classes, but can I tell you, I don't care how long you've been, using access consciousness tools. Those two questions are gold. Who does this belong to? And we've actually got an app too, who does this belong to app. So you can find that and you can set it in these little things that'll, remind you to ask that question. And is this mine? And if it lightens up, it's not yours. So how many invented problems are you choosing in regards to life and relationships that keeps you controlling your life and maintaining structures so you have a small life, a finite life, rather than be the infinite being you truly be? And everything that is times a godzillion when you destroy and uncreate it.
See.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine, shorts, boys, perverts, and beyonds. So let me ask you a question, Kalpana. Do you really need a man that has money, or would you just like to have a man that has money?
The second one.
Yeah.
Fun.
And if you came on late, it's not a random question I'm asking her.
Not like, welcome.
Yeah. Because I get that sense of even if we look at the energy of that. So Kalpana goes, oh, I need a man and with money. Now look at the energy of I choose a man who has money.
Yeah.
Different world.
Totally. And that's been super fun to see that lie that was tradition that I already actually didn't choose, but there was some rejection there. And I was like, I don't need a man. Nah. And now it's like, well, I wouldn't mind a man with money. I don't need a man with money. And that's so different.
That's
right?
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. And then also that world of well, what would I even like? And maybe you don't even want a man or a woman, or you just I'm actually at this moment super fine this way, and everything becomes available because there's nothing to react to and there's everything to choose. Yeah.
I think the piece that I would like to reiterate what you just said, Kalpana, is that energy of really not having it as this necessity, but having it as a choice, but not resisting it. Because when you said, because culturally, as you said, needing a man is very Indian, right? It's very in a lot of different cultures. But then when you go, no, I don't need a man, and that resistance, okay, that is going to create just as many fucked up points of view in your world than they're buying into I need a man. So what I would like to invite all of you to is have a look at what you're currently choosing, what it is you're asking for, and you are the only one that can choose to change your resistance. And if you have that resistance, I love that Kalpana is like, okay, no, I don't need to be this. I don't need someone. I don't need, because then it's got this whole lot of proving energy. What are you avoiding with it? All of that and more, But if you go, oh, actually, a wealthy man in my life could be a hell of a lot of fun. All right, let's ask for that, but not from need, from choice, but don't resist anything. If you are in resistance, like resistance and reaction or alignment and agreement to something, where are you in the computation? All it is that you're doing is proving, creating separation, projections, expectations, all of that and more. And you'll be in a constant state of judgment of you rather than a constant state of receiving. So everywhere that you haven't allowed yourself to receive the infinite possibilities, where you destroy and uncreate it.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine, shorts, boys, perverts, and beyonds.
Wow. So much space.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that no need, that stepping into that space of needlessness, there is so much relaxation that comes from it. There is a whole universe of relaxation that is suddenly available,
Yeah.
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 It's amazing.
Not working it out. not defining it, not living a life from definition, living a life from choice.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Simone. This was tremendous and beautiful.
You're
So
so
beautiful.
welcome. Thank you, Kalpana. And I'll see you in Rome. Yes?
Just a few days. See you in Roma.
Yeah. How does it get any better than this? And do you have a relationship done different class coming up?
I do. Straight
Yeah.
after CF class, and 28th till the 30th of May, I have relationships done different class, and with all the structures conversation, all the conversations around morality,
Oh my goodness.
I'm so buzzed
Yeah.
to explore what is available now with this
Yes.
beautiful class.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where is it? Is it online or just
It's online,
online?
so
Okay,
anybody anywhere can jump in. Yeah.
cool. And
Yeah.
if you can't make Kalpana's class as well too, please go check out. We have a lot
Yeah.
of right relationship done different facilitators, phenomenal people all over the world too. So if this is an area, oh yeah,
Mhm.
it is, and it is an area that you all have up in your world in some way.
Yeah.
Please look at making that choice to go to a relationship done different class, because the only thing that we truly desire for all of you is freedom.
Yeah.
To have that freedom that you can wake up each day and you're like, I get to be with my body. I get to wake up and be me. If you are not waking up in the morning and happy with who you are and what you are and where you are, do you know the only person who can change that for you is you? But you've got to start taking some action. You've got to start using the tools and knowing that you can choose anything and you can change anything.
Beautiful.
So
Thank
thank
you.
you so much, Kalpana, for being here. Thank you for being you.
Thank you,
And
Simone.
translators, oh my goodness, you rock. You rock.
Totally. Big hearts.
Big,
Big hearts.
big hearts for you. Yeah, yeah. Just
Thank you
because you
all.
rock doesn't mean you're made of stone. And they had to translate that. And that's not going to translate very well in most languages, I think.
Not
I don't
much,
know. Maybe it will.
but we'll make it work.
Anyway, thank you so much, guys.
Thank
We'll see you
you.
next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.